What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new video. Today's video is going to be very different from the other videos I've made on this channel because it's actually going to be a commentary over pre-recorded gameplay, which I never have done before. So the reason I am making this video is because I mostly want to raise awareness for a rule on Cubecraft that I think is completely bogus and is honestly just destroying the community more than anything. So in this video, I'm going to be going through what exactly the rule is, the issue with this rule, and how I think it can be fixed. And yeah, so this video is made for anyone that plays Cubecraft regularly, because this probably affects you in one way or another, and I hope you stick around and hear me out and help me out with this one. So let's begin. The rule that we are talking about today, obviously, is Rule 1.3 clicking methods, specifically the debounce / double clicking rule. So I'm going to read it straight off of the Cubecraft rules website. Rule 1.3 clicking methods. It is the use of auto clickers, macros, mapping your click button to your mouse wheel, drag clicking, using multiple mice, or using a mouse that registers double clicks is not allowed. Also, modifying your mouse's click function in any way via software or hardware is considered cheating and will result in a cheating ban. So there's the Cubecraft rule, so just to specifically read it out to show you exactly what rule I am referring to. And let's get started with what exactly is the debounce or double clicking rule. Double clicking is a method of clicking a mouse that registers multiple inputs per one physical input on a mouse. For example, when you click once, 2 clicks register in-game rather than once. This is without the use of any software or macros. How exactly does a double click work? A computer mouse registers a click usually by physical contact. It sends an electrical signal to your computer to register one click. When you click your mouse a certain way, though, you can cause a bouncing effect, where your mouse switches will register more than one electrical signal for a split second after you click your mouse. Some companies have gotten around this phenomenon by implementing a system called the debounce delay, which will filter out the extra electrical signals. You can change how strict the filter is by modifying the debounce time. The higher it is set to, the more strict the filter, the less clicks you'll get. Players are able to achieve higher CPS through double clicks when they lower the debounce time, reducing the filter's strictness. Now that we've got out of the way exactly what double clicking and modifying your debounce is, let's get to the issue of the rule. So, as we read before, Cubecraft has banned both double clicking and debounce modifying. But this rule wasn't around until about 2 years ago, if I remember correctly, when a player who goes by the name of STASI was suddenly banned for a month because they used illegal modifications by changing their debounce time. Originally, this rule made sense, as Cubecraft had to consider other devices playing on the network. Keep in mind, this was before input-based matchmaking, and they didn't want to allow PC players the advantages of using a special mouse feature, which mobile and console players cannot use. Now though, Cubecraft has input-based matchmaking. Players with a computer mouse go against other players with computer mice. Most people will argue that changing your debounce is essentially using software to achieve higher CPS. This is true that you must use software to change the debounce time, but you aren't using a cheating software. A third-party software that is deliberately designed to exploit and ruin the game. The debounce slider is a filter in all software for gaming mice, made by the company of the gaming mouse you bought it from. This is not some third-party hacked client like Toolbox or Orion. It is an official software made by official companies. Before we go any further, I'd like to take a moment and just stop and really think about what debounce modifying actually is. The debounce filter is a filter to prevent clicks from occurring. It is not a filter to give you more clicks. Having your debounce slider at a high, strict setting is more of a handicap rather than a normal occurrence. The filter itself is stopping legitimate electrical signals from being produced. It is not giving you more or less clicks. But here's the difference. This is not to be confused with a macro, which is a software that multiplies a click after the signal is sent. So just so I got that point across, a debounce filter does not give you more clicks by lowering the slider. It only lets legitimate clicks through that you input into your mouse. Now, I like to bring this up because this is slightly more relevant with the recent bans of Waspbrain and Chief Aaron after coming back for like one day on YouTube. But I'd like to bring it up anyways. I just want to say nobody in the PvP or scrim community follows the debounce rule, okay? Even new players that join Cubecraft for the first time will most likely have their debounce filter set on a lower setting if they play on any other PvP server such as Hypixel, Minemen, Hive, anything really. This also happened a few months ago with a YouTuber by the name of Montclair Bear, who I believe has over 100,000 subscribers, who uploaded a Cubecraft video for the first time a few days ago, and the entire video is about him telebridging and godbridging on Java 1.18. See, godbridging requires a clicking method called drag clicking, which is only possible via a low debounce filter, and double clicks, of course. But just before we go on, I want to say I'm not arguing at all for drag clicking because that is a completely different argument. I'm only talking about double clicking and the debounce filter lower. Unfortunately, he got banned from Cubecraft Java simply because he probably logged onto the network, decided it would be a cool idea to godbridge in 1.18 Minecraft with the new PvP mechanics, and then got banned from a server that has a rule that no other server has. And this is the exact same issue that happened once again recently with Chief Aaron and Waspbrain. Chief Aaron comes back and after a long, almost a full year break of YouTube, streams for one day and instantly gets banned after that stream because he said a few times in the stream that he was double clicking. Of course, I'm not saying it's a good thing to go against Cubecraft's rules and break their rules. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. But at the same time, I'm just talking about how bogus this rule is. And then obviously with Waspbrain's issue, Waspbrain clicked a bit of CPS butterfly clicking. I think he clicked about 17 a few times in the video, which led him to be banned for a month. So with these two YouTubers banned, it's obviously struck up a bit more heat in the community again towards the double clicking debounce modifying rule, which is why I'm making a video on it right now, because I too have been rooting for this rule to be changed for quite a while now, and I think that I have to resort to using my channel to get awareness of this because I'm sick and tired of nothing really being done about it. I'd also like to mention that reporting for double clicking is almost impossible unless you have video evidence of the player's debounce slider at a low setting. There is almost never enough proof to punish someone. Think about the Waspbrain and Chief Aaron situation. Waspbrain clicked 17 CPS a couple times in the video, and Chief Aaron only verbally said that he was double clicking. There was never any physical video proof that was linked to his ban. So apart from those two people and the big YouTuber that got banned because he was drag clicking, which I guess is slightly easier to report, it is almost impossible to find enough evidence to report someone for double clicking. Players can simply argue that they were jitter clicking or using another clicking method to achieve their CPS. For this reason too, almost everyone in the PvP community uses double clicks and low debounce sliders because they know that it is practically impossible to get caught using this cheat. Another argument I want to bring is that of using hardware to give yourself an unfair advantage. If this really means what I think, then this can be generalized to players are not allowed to use gaming mice on Cubecraft, because the double click phenomenon happens with every gaming mouse switch. This is not something that is only built into highly rare and expensive mice. This happens with any gaming mouse that you can find, and it even happens with regular office mice that have some types of switches. Now for my final argument, I want to quickly go over double clicking is abusing your mouse's hardware to give yourself an advantage. But you see, I don't see how double clicking is any different from jitter clicking. If we are talking about a normal computer mouse, anything but normal clicking is technically abusing a mouse. There really is no difference whether you are jittering 18 CPS or double clicking 18 CPS. It is all abusing your mouse to achieve more clicks per second in a block video game. So what is the solution for this issue? Well, if Cubecraft is really concerned about high CPS, they should take the initiative themselves to add a CPS cap and not force each player to change a setting on their mouse's official software to filter out more CPS just to play on their one server. I mean, think about it. You're gonna play on Hypixel, Hive, Mindmen, literally any other PvP server out there. You're going to lower your debounce if you want to get more clicks per second and play a bit sweatier. But then, oh no, I want to play on Cubecraft. So suddenly, because just for this one server, you have to go into your settings, raise the filter back to 10 ms, just so that you don't have the fear of getting banned. And this is only for Cubecraft. The only other server that I know of that doesn't let you double click is Zeka, which I also disagree with, but I'm not going to fight for it there because I don't play Zeka as much as Cubecraft. So we're not done there though, because I want to quickly talk about where I got my script from and the situation that happened around this. So what I just read from was from a post I made on the forums in the suggestions on Cubecraft forums on March 29th, 2020. I made the suggestions with the Bedrock tag and I shared it among the community to help get some more awareness. The suggestion currently sits at 39 agrees, 19 disagrees, 3 unsure, and 14 likes, which are basically agrees, honestly. But I just want to mention the staff have handled this suggestion really badly. So when I originally made this post, I shared it around in the Scrim and PvP community, and I just posted it in places and said, please read and vote and give me your opinions on things. Eventually, it was shared around in a bunch of places, including over the forums, over a few Cubecraft PvP discords, and it got quite a few agrees. Literally, not even a day later, I get a message on that thread that I made from Captain Gatto, which is the moderation manager, who actually handles all the rules on Cubecraft, who said, hello, we have noticed this thread has been shared on Discord servers linked to the OPE. Since this artificially increases the numbers of reactions, this suggestion will not be forwarded with 25 agrees. I will not lock the thread, but you can opinion blah blah. Basically, the admin team got upset at me for sharing the thread around and getting agrees because they believed it artificially increased the number of agree reactions. I'm just gonna let Eureka handle this because the reply that they put right after this message is one of the funniest and like perfect responses to the message that the Captain Gatto posted. They said, hello, how is advertising a post artificially increasing numbers? No one botted or forced anyone to agree with the post. Everyone who did agree with the post did it out of their own free will. I understand that sharing this thread with a community of PC players does increase the odds of agreeing, but these servers contain mobile and console players as well. So I'd like to quickly mention once again, when I shared this around, I never said anything like agree with this post. I said, please read, give your reaction, suggestion, whatever. But simply because this was shared around, apparently the staff didn't like that, so they decided that they weren't going to look into this issue, even though it got way over 25 agrees. And from then on, the post basically got forgotten because it never got forwarded. But it doesn't even stop there. Now if you look at the top of the title, you'll see the tag right next to the title says all networks. This was manually changed by a staff member. I originally made this post only arguing for Bedrock Edition because I only play Bedrock Edition and can argue for Bedrock Edition. To be quite honest, I don't know about the debounce modifying and double-clicking situation in Java, and I personally do not care how the situation is on Java because I don't play it. But because a staff member changed the tag to all networks, I had a bunch of Java players suddenly realize that now the thread applies to them, so they came in and obviously a bunch of them disagreed, which I totally understand because this post was not made for Java Edition, so I wasn't rooting for anything on Java Edition. So basically what I'm getting at is this post was completely forgotten about and just kind of died over time because the staff handled this situation extremely poorly. I think now is the time that we should finally settle this debate once and for all and I need everyone here's help with that. I will be linking this form in the description. You can read through it yourself. You can go onto your forms account. You can react to it with whatever you want, whether you agree with this suggestion or not. And I want this thread to regain traction again because I want to see a change or at least a response made from the staff regarding the issue of double clicking and debounce modifying. I know some of you, this will not affect you in any way because you probably place a mobile or perhaps console and you can't really double click or have a debounce slider on mobile or console on top of having platform-based matchmaking. But I just wanted to make this video to reach any PC players in the Cubecraft community that I can right now. I also hope this video reaches the Cubecraft staff just so they see that this situation is not over and that there is still an issue with this rule, and if they would please consider helping make a change with it, or at least making some clarification on why they are the only featured server on Bedrock Edition that has the debounce modification rule. I have gone into the rules and checked every other featured server, including Mineplex, in PvP, Pixel Paradise, Galaxite, and Hive, and not a single one of them have any rule against debounce modifying or double clicking. Heck, even recently we just had a video on Hive of evident drag clicking. And was he banned? No, because there's no bogus rule against double clicking or debounce modifying on Hive. Well, I hope I was clear enough in this video and that I got my point across without being a little too awkward. I'm not really the best at making scripts or making commentary videos because I lose my train of thought very easily or go off track way too much. For those who this rule don't affect you, I hope you enjoyed the background gameplay. For those that made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please go and help out if you can, if this does affect you. Once again, I will link this forum post in the description. Feel free to react to it. I don't believe you're allowed to reply to it anymore, as the thread is too old and you could get punished for replying to it. And yeah, I hope to see you guys all in the next video or live stream or whatever. I will have a new video coming out very soon, a real video, not some weird commentary like this one. So be sure to subscribe for that one. And I'll see everyone in the next video or live stream or whatever. Goodbye!